Hi, I'm Natalie Herner, and I'm the founder of Gifts of Gratitude. And today, my presentation is Change Your Mind, Change Your Life with the Power of Gratitude. You see, in 2010, I read an article in the editorial column that said, Gratitude reveals great wealth. A woman had written in talking about how gratitude in the good times and the bad had changed her life. She inspired me, and today I'm hoping to inspire you. Gratitude is a simple yet profound practice that changes our lives. Before we begin, I would like to thank each and every one of you for the amazing job you're doing helping those you serve to achieve their personal best. You are making a difference, and for that, we thank you. Let's begin. Change your mind and your life with the power of gratitude. Gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul. Henry Beecher Ward. Let's see now if we can get spring some gratitude into your soul. What are you grateful for today? I thought we would start with this question. And what I'm going to ask you to do is to think about someone in your life that you're grateful for. Someone who's done something for you or has made a difference in your life. And I'd like you to open your heart and really think about how that feels and that gratitude that you feel for that person. Picture that person in your mind and think about what you're grateful for. So how did that feel? Did you feel what gratitude can do in your body? When we feel grateful, it really changes the way we feel. So at any time, you can choose to be grateful, and it can change your whole feeling inside your body and make you feel so good. So let's start by looking at what is gratitude. We're gonna first look at what it is not. First of all, gratitude, when people feel that they're practicing gratitude, they think that you're always happy. Well, that's not true. No one is always happy. And if we were, something would be wrong. We all need to feel a wide range of emotions. That's what life's about. But the difference is when we practice gratitude, what happens is as we start practicing, it becomes more a part of our life, the more we are able to even find in the difficult times, we find resilience. We become resilient. We're able to come out of that much quicker. Gratitude is not a competition. I think a lot of times on the internet, we see so many people writing in hashtag grateful for things they've gotten or places they've gone. It's not a competition. It's not something to put out there on social media. It's more a feeling inside of being grateful. And it's to be practiced. It isn't to be just practiced when you feel hashtag blessed. So what is gratitude? The definition by Emmons and Crumpler covers it all. Robert Emmons is the world's leading scientific expert on gratitude. He writes, gratitude has been conceptualized as an emotion, a virtue, a moral sentiment, a motive, a coping response, a skill, and an attitude. It is all of these and more. Minimally, gratitude is an emotional response to a gift. It is the appreciation felt after one has been the beneficiary of an altruistic act. That's by Emmons and Crumpler, 2000. That's a great explanation of what gratitude is. However, the one that I like the most is the state of being grateful, which is in the dictionary. To me, what gratitude means is that you get to a place once you've started practicing it, that it becomes a part of who you are. You start to embody it by practicing it and using it every day. It becomes a part of you and you start seeing the world differently. So what are the benefits of gratitude? First of all, it increases happiness by 25%. Can you imagine? You can become happier 25% just right off the bat by practicing gratitude. And these are statistics from Robert Emmons again. He is that leading expert, scientific expert on gratitude. He has books out called Thanks and How the New Science of Gratitude Can Make You Happier. He writes, gratitude is literally one of the few things that can measurably change people's lives. The studies show that a grateful mind is linked to a healthier blood pressure and heart rate, as well as a stronger immune system and less aches and pains. The positive trait of gratitude leads to a better sleep quality and sleep duration. Like other feel-good emotions such as love and compassion, gratitude releases a rush of dopamine, a neurotransmitter in the brain that makes us feel great both physically and emotionally. That's why scientists say it improves sleep, lessens physical discomfort, and lowers stress and anxiety. So it benefits us physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, and spiritually. There is not much gratitude does not benefit. I want to start getting your brain moving. So we are going to play a little game. We are going to look at a picture. And in that picture, I'm going to have you look and see how many geometric shapes you can count. And that's going to be for 30 seconds. So I'm going to put it up, so get ready. All right, here you go. You got 30 seconds. Okay, how many shapes did you find? When I've asked this question before, when I've done this presentation, we have had many responses, some over 50, some under 10, and everything in between. So I'm hoping that that's where you were too. But I want to ask you something. When you were looking at the diagram, how many children were on the bus? Now, for some of us, I'm sure they're thinking, what children, what bus? And I wondered if you saw the time on the clock. In most cases, most people do not see them. So I will bring up the diagram again. And as you can see, there are 5 children on the bus. The clock is up above. It's either 10 to 2 or 10 minutes after 10. The purpose of this little game is to show you the importance of how I framed the question. I asked you to look for something specific, and you looked for that, which I applaud you. That's wonderful. However, it shows us when we are looking for something specific, we don't see the rest of what's around us. How many times are we driving and we don't even know how we got there because we're so busy in our thoughts and thinking about things? How many conversations are you really present for? How many people, are you thinking about what you're going to say next versus really paying attention and being present in the conversation? Or have you ever been outside and, you're walking and doing things, you don't even hear the birds singing? And this is what I want to talk about, is that what we focus our attention on is what we'll see. So if we look for the negative, we're going to find the negative. If we look for the positive, that's what we're going to see. And to me, the true gift of gratitude is it gets us into the present moment. It allows us to start seeing the things all around us, all the miracles and the beautiful things that we walk by every day that we never pay attention to and we never see. Our true home is in the present moment. To live in the present moment is a miracle. And that's by Thich Nhat Hanh. So to me, that is the greatest gift of gratitude, because the more you practice it and the more you start looking, the more you're going to see, the more you're going to be present to your life. And that's the true gift of it, because that is the only moment we truly have. What I want to talk about next is neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is relatively new. Years back, scientists always believed that we had a fixed mindset. Our brains were fixed. Once past childhood, we couldn't change the brain. Today, we know that the brain changes on a daily basis. And once you start, changing the brain and getting these new neural pathways in the brain, and once we change a habit, let me explain. Once we start a new habit, it starts making new neural pathways in the brain. And as you create them and keep working at them, the stronger these neural pathways get. And that's how change occurs. And up until the day that you die, your brain can change. So no matter what age you are, there's no excuse. Everybody can change their brain, which is amazing. And what I equate it to is, what I was taught was that, it's like, you start a new habit and it starts making a rut in the brain. The more you do it, the stronger it gets, the deeper it gets, and the more ingrained it becomes, the more it becomes a part of who you are. So that's what, neuroplasticity is. It's the elastic plastic brain that continues to change and grow depending on what we decide that we want to fill it with or change. So how many of you make New Year's resolutions? I definitely do. I make them every year. And this was a cute little piece I came across. And what it says is, what exactly is a New Year's resolution? It is a to-do list for the first week of January, which is very funny and cute. But the truth is, 60% of Americans make New Year's resolution. Only 8% by the end of the year still have kept their New Year's resolution. 80% of them by February 1st will have stopped. So why don't they work? They don't work because most times we set lofty goals. We say, I want to become healthier. I want to exercise more. I want to eat better. But we don't get specific with our goals, and we don't lay out a plan. And they're large, and there's too many of them. So what I want to talk about is, how do we make change? How does it really work? And this is why, making these lofty goals is very difficult, and that's why most people don't succeed. So what I want to talk about is something called Kaizen. I love this word. Kai means change, and Zen, good. Kaizen is an ancient Japanese philosophy. It means a change for the better or continuous improvement using small steps to improve a habit, process, or product. Whether your goal is large or small, this powerful technique will help you achieve it. And this is how change happens: making tiny, small changes, one at a time. You start by picking something small and you keep working at it. And what I found over time was all the things that I wanted to change. Once I started that small seed in motion, it was like a domino effect. Everything started to change after that, not right away, but over time. And that's what I have found to be the best way to make changes. One small step can change your life. This is how I cultivated it in my life. And these small changes create these new neural pathways that over time create habits, which then change your life and make it easier to achieve other new habits, goals. So, how do we begin? What I want to talk about today is a 30-day challenge. I want to challenge you to start for 30 days, finding one thing that you are grateful for every day. And by doing that, you will start this process of creating new neural pathways in your brain. So how do we start this? So I'm going to talk to you about how I do it. The first thing I do in the morning when I wake up is I give thanks. I think about, did I have a good night's rest? I'm grateful for my warm bed, my house that's warm, for water, for my family, for all, little things in my life that I just want to give thanks for when I start my day. It's a way to start your day in such a productive way where when you set this intention, this is what you'll start to think of during the day as you go through your day. So you start by saying thank you and thinking about those little things and bringing them into your heart. And as you do that, before you get up, you set the intention that you are going to look for something to be grateful for in that day. Then you go about your day. You set reminders. You can set a reminder on your phone to stop, to look, to listen, to look for something to be grateful for. You can use your phone if you're out and you see something beautiful that you want to remember. Take a picture of it and save it. Or you can have little reminders. Some people will use even a rubber band and they'll snap it on their wrist and they'll say, oh, it's my reminder to remind myself to be grateful, to find something to be grateful for. Or I also have a little rock that says gratitude on it, and I keep it, where I'm going to be seeing it. And so these things remind us of how to be grateful and how to keep looking and to keep noticing. And as you do this, the more you do it, the more it will become a part of who you are. The same thing I talked about in the definition. It's a state of being grateful. And it takes time, but little by little, you'll get it. And then at nighttime, before you go to bed, there's on this sheet, you'll see a 30-day challenge. You can print this. This is on my website. You put it beside your bed, and before you go to bed at night, go through your day. Think about your day. What did it look like? Who did you see? Who did you help? Who helped you? What did it look like? Or did you take pictures? Bring up those pictures and savor those moments. Bring them into your heart and really feel that gratitude for that day. Write down what you're grateful for, and I guarantee you will go to bed and you will have a good night's rest. And it's just easy. It's simple. And the more you keep looking, the more you keep training your brain, the more it just starts happening automatically. And, I have a story. Recently, I just had a very sad story. I lost two of my closest family members to to COVID, actually. And it was very, very difficult. But even within the difficult of the situation, I find things to be grateful for. I'm grateful for having them in my life. I'm grateful for the time that we spent together. And my heart is filled with love. We told each other we loved each other all the time. And so, even as difficult as it is, those things give me comfort, and I'm able to find the gratitude. And that's what gratitude does. By continuing to practice, even in the most difficult, we find things to be grateful for. And as Thich Nhat Hanh, he's one of my favorites, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. One of the things that I did during COVID was to really go out into parks or into nature. This is one of the best things you can do for yourself, and to really be present and to look at all the beauty that's around you. And these are some of the pictures that I took. Deer jumping and my doggy and, a sunset. And that is I don't know if that's a butterfly. And just capturing these moments. And these are the things that I'll look at and write about and be grateful for. And the more you keep looking, even looking for the tiniest detail, as you go through, really looking at a flower and pulling it close and feeling it and looking, what does it have on its leaves, or does the flower have different colors on it? Really noticing, and the more you do that, the more you start training that brain to start looking for those tiny little details, the little miracles that are around us every day. So, a little bit of grateful nuggets. Don't give up on this year. Keep fighting for the good.
Keep showing up.
Keep loving. Keep giving back. Keep being kind. Keep being brave. Keep caring. Keep trying new things. Here are some helpful resources. The Greater Good, Berkeley.com, gratefulness.org, and you can visit my website, which is giftsofgratitude.com. And I have out there my journals. I have some note cards, and I also have a postcard campaign that I started during COVID. And the whole idea behind that was to get people to reach out to those they love when you couldn't reach out to them, and send them a note of gratitude and letting them know what they mean to you. It was a way of helping people connect and send some love and hope out into the world. And if you'd like to sign up for the free postcards, they're on my website. You get 3 free postcards, and you can send them out to those you love. And here's some information about me. I am a coach in certified positive psychology and on gratitude, and I run workshops, and I speak. So if you're ever in need, it'd be great if you could reach out. My mission is to serve as a beacon of light, hope, love, and peace in the world. Thank you for joining me. Again, it's been an honor and a privilege to be with you today. Again, we thank you for all that you're doing to make a difference in the world. Keep doing it. Keep going. It's important. Every little small thing we do makes a difference in the world. You can get your prize by putting in the word Thanksgiving. Again, thank you. And please try gratitude. It really will change your life. And if by chance you don't do it for a few days, get back to it. My professor always talked about permission to be human. We're all human. We go up and down. Some days we're good at stuff, some days we're not. But continue on. It's so worth it. Thank you again.